Hello everybody, this is me in the future. We were actually in Australia a little while ago. Now, YouTube is a complicated beast at the best of times, and there's a couple of things we need to take you up to speed on. But this video about Sydney, Australia, we love making. I'm going to be back at the end of this to tell you what you need to know about the future of To Go Roam. Anyway, let's jump into it.
We are at our last stop of our trip of Australia, which is Sydney, and we've said before that we don't always have to live like tourists. We have to do the mundane stuff as well, and today I am doing that mundane stuff.
Yeah, Sarah's getting her hair cut. While she's getting her hair cut, a couple of days ago she broke a glass in our Airbnb, so I've got to find a new set of glasses.
That was an adventure.
Yeah, we've taken public transport a fair bit in Australia, and a lot of it's really good. Tell you what though, the buses, I think bus drivers in Australia, they only learn a little bit of what would be useful. They know how to accelerate, they know how to brake, they know nothing about finesse.
Yeah, they know how to throw it round the corner.
Anyway, let's get Sarah to her first appointment.
And all of you, I get this comment a lot actually, and well, question that what do you do about getting your hair done? And anyone who knows me knows that I'm very, very particular about my hair, and to actually find a hair salon every country I go to is really, really difficult. So I get very nervous, hence why I haven't had it done for a while, because I just don't like going through that process. It is really tricky on the road, keep up with stuff, especially with short hair. So fingers crossed, I've chosen a good one today.
Her first appointment isn't hair, but we'll discuss that a bit later. So Sarah's headed off to that first appointment I mentioned. This is one of the mysteries of life. She goes in these places and I have no idea what goes on. I just know that when she comes out, I feel a lot lighter in the pocket. And this is this one. I used to go to Waxworks when I was a kid. You see some amazing things. She never tells me what she sees in there, but it must be impressive because it costs a fortune. I'm going to find somewhere to sit and wait for her, and I've found a food court in the bottom of the Westfield here. Right, Sarah, you've been to the Waxworks? Yeah? How was it?
It was okay.
Good, good. Got ourselves a coffee from Gloria Jean's. It's damned busy in here.
It is, yeah. We agreed to meet here, and then when I came down, it was like obviously lunch for workers.
Yeah, yeah. We remember work. We remember what that was like. They got to rush in and rush out. So we'll probably get lunch a little bit later when the heat's gone off. But I'm intrigued about this wax. What did it cost you?
45 Australian dollars, which is cheap for the for the outing.
That's about $30 US.
I didn't see anyone famous before you ask.
No, okay. I was just intrigued. What goes on in those places?
You don't need to know. You're a man.
Oh, I used to love Waxworks when I was a kid.
Actually, you could visit there.
Yeah?
Yeah, you could go.
All right.
I'll pay. Actually, that's going to be a nice challenge.
What?
And see how you like it.
Well, we just pulled into a place called Big Bite on Pit.
Yeah.
Here it is. To grab a quick sandwich. So there's a lot of posh places to get food and drink around here.
It's a real city. It reminds us of London, mad at lunchtime.
Yeah, I've got a Coke Zero. There are other colas available.
But I think we could have shared one.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate. Thank you. So just a small sandwich.
No, we should have shared.
We should have.
I keep saying to Neil, let's share, but he's
Let's have a look.
There's no way I'm eating that.
Let's have a look.
Oh.
Tiny.
Got to get into it. Oh my God. I'm taking half of that home.
That is probably bigger than it looks, but is it tasty? The size of that.
Crazy.
Yeah. I feel that.
Nice bit of salad.
Salami and salad. We got. See, you got a bit of honey mustard in there as well. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna have a little drink, have a little eat, let Sarah head off, and then you and I have a little chat.
We shall see you later.
Yep. See ya. No, off you go. Yeah, come. Go. Off she goes. Off Sarah goes to get a haircut. That's a big deal for Sarah. Her hair, she puts a lot more thought and effort into than I ever do with mine. Yeah? She cuts my hair too. She doesn't do a bad job, does she? Sydney is very much like London, and I like it, but we haven't seen the Harbour Bridge. We haven't seen the Opera House. We're excited to be moving on to the next chapter of our journey. But I just want to quickly touch on something and talk about something. We had a question in a Q&A a little while ago where someone asked, do we ever get sick and tired of each other? Basically, that was a summation of the question. We don't get sick and tired of each other, but you know, times like this specific moment are actually a little bit luxurious because Sarah's going to be gone. It's now 3:15. I don't think I'm going to see her again much before 5:30. So I'm on my own. And how much I love spending time with Sarah, I do enjoy my own company as well. So these moments to be alone, quite pleasant. Like, look at this guy here, just sat on the grass, reading a book. Well, he's tapping on his phone, but he should be reading a book. It's a nice thing to be able to do. And I really don't get the opportunity to do that as much as I maybe would want to. And that is one of the issues of traveling the world as a twosome, that all the things we want to do generally are things that we both want to do. That's why we don't spend time apart. It's not like I would say to Sarah, I'm going to go into the centre of Sydney and wander around and see it. That's not fair on Sarah. She wants to wander around the centre of Sydney as well. I'm not going to say, I'm going to go to a coffee shop and just drink a coffee. Sarah likes coffee. So it's not that we feel tied to each other. It's that the things we like doing, we both like doing it. For me, I think there would be more balance if we could work in that time to just do nothing on your own. But we're 2 years into this travel, or just over 2 years, and we're working it out as we go. But it's something to think about for you. And I remember before we retired, this is something that we did discuss. I remember saying to Sarah, I have lots of hobbies. I have lots of things that can keep me busy. I enjoy reading, I enjoy studying, editing, music and all that kind of stuff. Sarah's not really a hobby kind of person. So I've spoken to her about maybe seeking out hobbies in retirement. But if you're not a hobby kind of person, you're not going to seek it out. So it is a little bit of a challenge. Not a massive one. As I say, I'm not talking to you at the moment on the basis of saying, oh, we really need to fix this. Just a little tweak. So I'm not going to say to you, traveling the world the way we do is everything is roses. Everything is near as damn it roses. But if you want to learn from the sort of things we're doing, these are the things, if I were you, before you press the button on your retirement plan or your travel plan, discuss this. We did discuss it. We still haven't quite got it right, but it is worthy of a discussion. So I'm going to find a coffee shop. Hang on, I can see a Starbucks logo that I've just walked past. Right, I'm going to go into Starbucks, do a bit of work, because I love doing that. I love sitting down with a book and writing episodes for videos and that kind of stuff, and do a bit of planning as well. And then you and me together, we'll see what Sarah looks like with this new Barnet of hers. By the way, Barnet is it's rhyming slang, British rhyming slang. Barnet fair hair. There you go. So I've just had the tip off from Sarah. She's on her way to Starbucks. Here she is. This is a setup. Literally, first time I've seen her since she's had her hair cut. Why is this such a big deal? I need to look at this every day, 24/7. How does she look? How do you look?
Do it myself first.
Oh, blimey. Wow.
Much shorter. But I need to do it myself. You know what it's like, ladies. You come out and you have to go home and do it yourself.
Yeah. That looks good.
It's good.
Please.
I like it. Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely lady.
Was she?
Yes.
And I assume it was well priced as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around to the end. We really appreciate it. Now, as I said at the start, YouTube is a complicated beast, and even more so if you're a travel YouTuber like Sarah and I. There's this thing called the YouTube algorithm. I'm sure you've heard of it before, and what we tend to do is confuse it. Because we're traveling, we go to Malaysia. Malaysians love what we do and our views go through the roof. Then we leave Malaysia, go to a totally different country, and with all due respect to the Malaysian viewers, they're not interested in seeing us in Australia, so our views then plummet down to the ground. At the same time, we've had comments from you, our viewers, who've told us, thanks for putting these out, but it's not really what we're here for. We want more of the fire or slow travel type content, and that you feel this series has been a little bit too touristy for you. And we get that. We take feedback on board and we don't take it personally. We really appreciate you telling us. So I want to tell you what's coming up next, because we were planning to make 3 videos from Sydney. We're only making 1. The other 2 videos, Patreons, if you're watching this, don't worry, that will be on Patreon at some point in the future when I get around to editing both of them. But I want to tell the rest of you what we're coming up with next. So over the next month or 2, you're going to be seeing a lot more of the challenges and positives of slow travel and early retirement, because we've kind of learned a lot over the last couple of years doing this. And we're also going to share some of our financial decisions. We've done a couple of very strange things recently where I think the casual viewer would look and say, well, that doesn't seem very slow travel based. And we'll go into our reasoning and the finance behind that, because in these inflationary times, we could all do with a bit of help and advice and tips on how to do things a little bit more financially efficient. And then after we've gone through those videos, we, Sarah and I, and To Go Roam are making quite the pivot. Our content is going to change substantially, and we are confident all of you will love it, and it will give you a whole different perspective on what slow travel around the world could be for you. So please do stick around, because when you see that, you're going to be going, what are they doing now? So once again, thank you all for the very kind comments you've left us, so that we could not bore you with more and more Australian content and get into the stuff, the nitty gritty that you want. And we're planning a Q&A in a few weeks' time around finance and slow travel. So if you've got any questions, stick those in the comments below. But you've been watching To Go Roam. We'll see you next time. Bye.